Break the board sports. I'm your boy RJ Cash. National League Division Series tonight. We roll into two game fours. Last night was a very good night for us. We had the double unit on the Tigers. We had the double unit on the Cubs. We had the double unit on the Phillies. We lost the Yankees and lost the Yankees parlay we had with the Phoenix Mercury. But all in all, a good day in baseball for us. Also, team total over there for the Phillies was a winner. Break the Board Sports. Click that like, hit subscribe. We have 4 to 5 pieces of content every day centered around helping you become a better handicapper. Yes, we give out picks, we give out leans, but it's more trends for you to help make your own bets and help you become a better handicapper. Let's hop right into it. First game on the board today. We got two. Again, win or go home for the Phillies. They visit the Dodgers. Last night, they were able to get the win over the Dodgers, pummeling them and looking more like the Phillies that have dominated the Dodgers rather than the last 3 times they've met. Right now, Dodgers laying $1.30, comeback plus 110 with the Phillies. 55% of tickets are on the Dodgers, 45% on the Phillies. However, it's very early here in the morning, so got some time for that to progress out and possibly flip. The handle's about even in this one, so I think it's going to stay that way. I think you're going to see 50% bets, 50% handle, pretty much both ways. You're going to get great two-way action here. I don't think there's going to be a big need for the books. So it really depends on your gut and your own handicapping. The over-under 84% of tickets and 83% of the handle are to the over. People are expecting that over to cash. So far, the over's been crushing it. And with these two lineups, how can you doubt it? But right now, the under is getting 16% of bets and 17% of the handle. I would watch very closely where that goes. If you can catch an 8.5, I think you take the under here. I think this, especially with the pitching matchup you got going tonight, you got Christopher Sanchez going for the Phillies. Obviously, him and Zach Wheeler were competing to be the two aces for this year. Sanchez, the southpaw, has just had a phenomenal year. His last 3 starts have been absolutely fantastic. Despite a 3-2 record, he's got a 2.01 ERA. His quality starts have been through the roof. 2 of his last 3 starts have been shutouts. He lost the Dodger game in game 1 of this series. He went 5 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, but 8 strikeouts. Pitched very well. Now, he's faced the Dodgers 3 times this year. That was his best outing here in game 1. He also faced them back on September 16th, where he went 7 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, and then back in April, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs. So he is prone to give up some hits, but who isn't against this Dodger lineup? But his strikeouts against him this year, 8, 6, and 9, which obviously, if you look at that, his over-under pitching prop for strikeouts today is over-under is 5.5. Right now at FanDuel, minus 104 to the over, minus 128 to the under. I think he can get there. I expect Sanchez to have a really good outing. I expect him to go 6, 7 innings, give up maybe 2 runs, maybe even better than that. I'm looking for an elite start from him from the Phillies tonight. For the Dodgers on the opposite side, Tyler Glasnow, 4-1 with a 2.83. He's been fantastic as well. Now, he hasn't faced the Phillies since April of this year. That was his only start. He went 2 innings, 2 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, only 2 strikeouts, and that was a 8-7 loss in LA. Glasnow, over-under strikeout prop is 6.5. The under is juiced minus 166 to the under on that. And so as you look around, you kind of play around with some stuff on FanDuel. If you were to take the under 6.5 for the strikeout prop for Glasnow, and you took the under 9.5 on the total, they do these alternative totals. If you do that, get you plus $1.53. I would be down with that. I'm going to make that a play. We're going to go ahead and put a unit on that. So Glasnow, under 6.5 strikeouts for tonight, and then the alternative total under 9.5 runs. I like the under 8, 8.5 as it is to get an extra run there. I'll take it plus $1.53. That's going to be our first play tonight on this game. Let's get into some more trends between these two teams. If you look at the picks, or you look at the games, obviously last night, 8-2 Phillies. Before that, The Dodgers won the first two games of this series 5-3 and 4-3. But if you've been following us every day, please subscribe, click that like. MLB show, NHL show. We got NBA coming up October 22nd, and at least one piece of content for college football, one piece of content for NFL. And again, all centered around trends, statistics, not a bunch of talking other than to say this stuff, really right down to the fact, bullet points for you. And then tonight, Thursday nights, around midnight, we have everything uploaded for the NFL. Our quick hitter betting notes get loaded there into the NFL on our site, victorbreedsports.com. If you want plays, they're $1.37 a day for the calendar year. But I said this, game one and game two could have easily went the other way in that 5-3 loss and 4-3 loss there for the Phillies. So it's not like the Dodgers. I know they've looked fantastic, and a lot of people are all over the Dodgers. But I just want to say the Phillies could easily have swept the Dodgers in this series. I feel like they've controlled it. They've just had a couple missteps that have cost them. Philadelphia overall has dominated the Dodgers. They're 11-5 straight up the last 16 games that these two teams have faced each other. The Dodgers had won 9 games in a row before that loss last night, so that 9-game win streak has been snapped. Now, the over, I get why people like the over. We've seen overs. And on top of that, the over has cashed 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. The overs cashed 5 of the last 7 games that the Philadelphia Phillies have played on the road. And we just said the over has cashed 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two. But 12 of the last 14, when the games have been at Chavez Ravine, 12 of 14 have hit the over. So these two teams have definitely played to the over a lot. I can see why people are going that way. I just think a tight matchup. This is one the Dodgers don't want to go back to Philly. And Philly is in a win or go home situation, right? They're going home. Are they going home to play one more game or not? I just think in these type of games, we saw it last night with the Blue Jays Yankees, where the Blue Jays had urgency. They handled the bullpen very well. And the Yankees, you could tell after the Blue Jays took that early lead and the Yankees had some missed opportunities, I feel like you saw them get tight. I expect the same thing tonight. I think you'll see a very similar game, lower scoring, and some really great pitching tonight, despite these two powerful lineups that we got going. Couple other trends just to throw out there over the last 10 games. We talked about Dodgers, that 9-game win streak is snapped. But in that 9-1, the last 10 for the Dodgers, they've also covered the run line 7 of the last 3. The Phillies, their last 10 road games, 6-4 straight up, but 7-3 covering the run line on there as a straight up dog, right? Last 10 games as a dog. Doesn't happen very often for either one of these two teams, but both straight up and against the run line, Phillies 8-2 as a dog. They've been absolutely fantastic. And as a road underdog, Phillies 8-2, all that stuff, as well as Christopher Sanchez. The Phillies plus $1.10. I'm going to take them tonight for a double unit play. I love the Phillies in this spot. I liked them before the series to win the World Series. They were my pick to go to the World Series and win it. Now, listen, I just can't backpedal now. And the reality is, it's not win according to plan here, right? I wouldn't say, if you had asked me after game 2 about the Phillies coming back and win this series, especially losing both games at home. But the reality of the matter is, like I said, Philly they've had their chances in game 1 and game 2. Game 3, they broke out. Yamamoto has been lights out. Glasnow, though he's been good, I don't really trust him. I really trust Sanchez. And listen, here's the whole thing. We saw this last night, and this has been their Achilles heel that I said is going to kill them. If the Dodgers starting pitching got right in that lineup, I said it could be enough to get them to the World Series. But that bullpen of the Los Angeles Dodgers will keep them from winning a World Series. I have said it since the All-Star break. I will continue to say it. That bullpen is horrific. And I just look at it here and I'm like, hey, this is another prime spot. Glasnow, he's going to give you maybe 5. After that, you're going to see this bullpen. And I just don't trust it for the Dodgers, especially when you got a lineup with Schwarber, Realmuto, Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, lots of weapons, Bomb rather. So the Phillies got answers. So I'll take the dog here in this one. Milwaukee Brewers laying $1.20 plus 102 on the comeback in the nightcap. Cubs were able to hold on last night. We had them for a double unit. But despite how well the Cubs played, I mean, look, the Brewers got bases loaded, one out there in the eighth inning, and had their chances as well. The Brewers are obviously the better team in this series. I don't think anybody can dispute that. But the Cubs at home in a win-or-go-home spot, right? It's not like the Dodgers. If they lose, they still got a game 5, even though they got to travel back over across the country. The Cubs here, if they lose at home, they're done in general. So Brewers minus 120, plus 102 on the comeback. 63% of bets and 63% of the handle are going to the Brewers. 37% of bets and 37% of the handle going to the Cubs. Your over-under sets at 7. Now, 87% of bets and money are on the over. Again, everybody's trending to these overs. Public loves overs. 13% of bets and 13% of the handle going to the under in this one. Now, the problem with the handicap on this game is the Brewers haven't named a pitcher. The Cubs finally named one this morning. They're going to send Matthew Boyd to the bump in this game. Boyd, 4-1, but a 6.38 ERA, and that is not a good ERA to have against a Brewer team that can honestly just light you up. Now, earlier in the series, he pitched. He only lasted 2/3 of innings, 4 hits, 6 runs, 2 of them earned, and only 1 strikeout here in game 1 of the series. And then he faced him back in August where he literally didn't pitch very well there either. So when I look at this, in July, he gave up 5 runs to the Brewers. So Matthew Boyd has struggled against the Brew Crew. I would suspect the Brewers would throw Woodruff. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do here as far as the pitching matchup for tonight. Obviously, you got Quintana and a couple other people you can kind of hold on and run like by committee. The Brewers got really good pitching, so not sure what the weight here is on it. Milwaukee, though, hasn't been well on the road. 2-8 now over their last 10. And 1-4 the last 5 at Wrigley. They've really struggled at Wrigley. Cubs 6-3 straight up their last 9, and 6-1 straight up the last 7 games at home. The over between these two teams has cashed 4 of the last 5 games head to head, and the Cubs 8 of their last 12 have ticked to the over. Now, when you look over their last 10 games, Brewers 4-6 straight up, Cubs 6-4. Again, we talked about the Brewers really struggling on the road, 2-8 over their last 10 compared to the Cubs, 7-3 over their last 10. But here's something to look at. The Cubs' last 6 games as a dog, they've lost them all. They just have not been good in the underdog role. But when I look at this as an away favorite, against the spread, so on the run line, 3-7 are the Milwaukee Brewers here against the Chicago Cubs. Despite all that, I'm going to take the Brewers on a single unit, minus $1.20 to end this. I know they haven't played well in Chicago. I know they've really struggled there in Chicago, but I don't like Boyd in this situation for the Cubs. I really like the Brewers. The Brewers could have easily won that game. Again, sometimes you can't look at who won. You got to look at the game within the game. And the Brewers definitely had their chances last night. They're the better team. I think this is going to be a nail biter, but I think the Brewers get across home plate here and advance to the National League Championship Series. So just to go back over, single unit on the Milwaukee Brewers, minus $1.20 tonight. Single unit on a parlay, FanDuel, you can find it. DraftKings, you can find it. Glasnow, pitcher of the Dodgers, under 6.5 strikeouts, parlayed with the alternative run line or total there of 9.5. So under 9.5 in the Dodger Philly game. Glasnow under 6.5 strikeouts, plus $1.53 single unit. And then we're going to take the Phillies plus $1.10 to extend this to a game 5. The Phillies are going to be a double unit. Check out our college football and NFL plays. Check out our NFL show, Philly and the Giants hooking up tonight on Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime. Click that like, hit subscribe. God bless and happy handicapping.